carried by rivers whose source is in the Troodos and Pentadactylos mountains and deposited in the coastal area where the Messauria is today. From a morphological point of view, the largest part of the Messauria has an altitude of less than 100 meters, even though the altitude generally increases from Famagusta Bay towards Nicosia and northwards and southwards as the plain gets closer to Pentadactylos on the one hand and the eastern foot of Troodos and the Kokinochoria Plateau on the other. Messauria is in reality the creation of alluvian deposits of the two largest rivers of Cyprus, Pedieos and Yayas, as well as of smaller rivers, the source of which is in the Pentadactylos mountain range, such as Hierokolimbos, Krios and Kalamoulis. In the Messauria area there are no large aquifers like those in the Morphou and Kokinochoria plains. In the Messauria plain we find a variety of soils which include terra rosa, xero reginis, alluvial soil and red soil. The average annual rainfall in Messauria is the lowest of all the areas of Cyprus and ranges between 270 and 400 millimeters. Most of the rainfall occurs from November until March, while during the other months of the year the rainfall is practically non-existent. The winter is mild, the colder months being January and February, with July and August being the hottest. The Messauria has, since antiquity, been an agricultural area because of its flat lands and fertile soil. The low rainfall and the limited amounts of water which can be stored for summer irrigation imposed the cultivation of rain-fed crops in the area, mainly of cereals, resulting in Messauria having become the main wheat-growing area of the island. The irrigable areas of Messauria are limited, but they do give this dry and treeless plain a different look. The most important irrigated areas are situated along the Pedieos and Yayas rivers. They include citrus fruits, fruit-bearing trees, and vegetables. Dry cultivation focuses on cereals, fodder plants, olive, carob, and other agricultural trees. In the Kokinochoria area, large areas of land are cultivated mainly for potatoes, as well as for other vegetables. Animal husbandry in the Messauria is highly developed and includes large flocks of sheep, goats, farms with cattle and pigs, as well as poultry farms. The natural vegetation in the Messauria is very poor, consisting mainly of frigana, covering small barren hills unsuitable for agricultural exploitation. The fauna of the area is also very poor compared to that of other areas of the island. Look! There's a fox. It smells the air in an effort to locate its prey. Or rather, it's noticed our presence, got frightened, and disappeared. Apart from the fox, the hare, the hedgehog, and various species of bats are included among the region's mammals. The partridge, the lark, the goldfinch, the sparrow, the hawks are the most common birds of the plain. From the reptiles, we single out the viper, the large whip snake, the agama lizard, and various other species of lizards. Our trip continues. We're now flying over the Larnaca Salt Lakes, which are near the Larnaca International Airport and the Hala Sultan Tekke Mosque, one of the holiest shrines of Islam. The Larnaca Salt Lakes and the Limassol Salt Lake are the two main saltwater lakes in Cyprus. While the Limassol Salt Lake was formed much later by alluvial soils which cut it off from the sea, the Larnaca Salt Lakes were known since antiquity. It's believed that until recent geological times, the Larnaca Lake constituted a lagoon which covered an area larger than that at present. Subsequently, the islets situated along the eastern side of the present salt lakes were joined together as a result of the creation of sand walls, with the body of water being cut off from the open sea and becoming a lake. The water in the Larnaca Salt Lakes comes from winter rainfall and not from the sea, as is wrongly believed. The salinity of the water comes from the salt layers that exist at the bottom of the lake. In the summer, because of the high temperature, the water evaporates, leading to a large quantity of salt remaining on the by then dry lake bottom. Until 1987, the salt was collected and, after being processed, was used for consumption on the local market. However, its use for domestic purposes stopped because the salt produced did not meet the adopted quality standards. When water is present in the salt lakes, small and large seabirds flock to the area. Some use the lakes as a resting point during their migration, while many stay for the winter. Some even lay their eggs on the banks of the salt lakes. Among the birds which spend the winter in the Salt Lakes area are the impressive flamingos, various species of wild duck, herons, various species of seagull, and swans, which very rarely spend the winter there. The halophytic communities on the perimeter of the Salt Lakes, unique to our country, constitute an additional element which enhances the ecological importance